Hi, I'm Dr. Chris Landon, and I serve as your host. Ventura is just such a remarkable place. You don't have to drive very far and find out that there's a lot more here than you think. About 10 years or so ago, we had Amanda on. She's a diabetic dancer. She just salsa dance. So 10 years later, she gave me a call at home and said, "You need to come here." And I go, "I'm busy, it's Friday, it's my day off, for heaven's sakes." And then at the end of the day, she called me up and said, no, you really need to come here. I go, "Why?" "Well, I have someone who owns a supplements plant. We have somebody here who's got a blood test for home, and he has a recording studio in his factory." I go, "Oh, okay, I'm on the way if you've got a recording studio in the factory." So I'm here with Dino Guglielmelli, who is the owner and operator and CEO and chief cook and bottle washer for the PlanetOne, since I've seen him drive everything from the forklifts to working on the plant. So welcome, Dino.
It's true. Hi, Doc. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
So how long have you been here in the city of Ventura?
So I opened the plant about 3.5 years ago. That was when we moved our facility here.
Yeah, I'd been in that plant around COVID time. We had a computer sales force there, and then we were doing COVID screening. And so when I walked back in, I go, I have been here before, so looks a lot different now. So what 3.5 years ago, I mean, you could put, 4 747s into those, 5 647, 747?
No, probably 2.
2? Oh, only 2,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a big factory.
It is, 40,000 square feet.
So what's in the 40,000 square feet? What kind of, in terms of what you brought to Ventura 3.5 years ago, in terms
so
of
we're a
abilities?
GMP facility, which Good Manufacturing Practices, certified by NSF, who's the highest certification you can get on good manufacturing practices in the United States. We're FDA registered. We make capsules, powders, liquid drinks. So our capsule capacity is about 350,000 capsules an hour. We have 2 bottling lines that bottle at 65, 85 bottles a minute. We have our liquid line runs at about 45 bottles a minute. We make little sachets of creams and powders and pills. And then we have a full lab where we have FTIR for identity testing for incoming raw materials and HPLC for potency testing. We do, all the raw materials are there. We also have degradable packaging. I've been in the packaging business a long time, as well as the dietary supplement industry. I started my first one in '92.
So I've been in your factory, and we have a little tour of the factory that you and I got a chance to do. So what's in those, I won't use the word I was going to use, very big barrels. I mean, I've seen cranberry, dried cranberry extract. What kinds of materials do you bring in to put into these supplements?
Well, we have a lot of extracts, we have a lot of nutraceuticals, we have a lot of peptides. Everybody's probably heard of all the different peptides that are real popular now: BBC 157, thymogen alpha, beta 4, thymogen alpha 1, KPV, a lot of bioregulators. We also have all the dry herbs, from extracts to full spectrum herbs, everything from CBD to pregnenolone to DHEA to echinacea. I mean, you name it, it's all there. So it comes in coming. But you saw big barrels of probably Cascara sagrada, rhubarb, beet juice powder. Then we also have 55-gallon drums of products for topical ingredients, so emulsifiers, exfoliators, cleansers that you put into face wash or hair care or anything like that.
So you're a giant breaking good factory, basically.
Basically, we try to, yeah.
Now, you've named off about, I don't know, 10 different things. It took me 4 years in medical school, an entire year to understand at least some of them. So when you put Cascara sagrada in something, what's the effect?
So Cascara sagrada is a really good bowel cleanser. It gets the bowel moving. I think it's the best bowel cleanser out there for regulation and being consistent all the time, versus a psyllium or flax or slippery elm or buckthorn. I use slippery elm, I use buckthorn as well, but Cascara sagrada is really good when you combine that with, say, senna, and I use the pods, not the leaf, because pods are much more effective. Cape aloes, with slippery elm flax. It's very effective bowel cleansing, and it's totally natural, and people can self-regulate with that versus a psyllium that actually it accumulates water, backs up pressure, and then the pressure is what moves the bowel. It's harder on the system, and it's unpredictable. So you get bloating, and then you all of a sudden have to run to the bathroom. Whereas Cascara sagrada, you can pretty much time it.
Well, I have about, at the clinic I work, I have about probably 40 women there, of whom I think 30 of them need your 14-day clean out and have had nothing but good things to say. Although at first you go, no, it's not working, it's not. And then they go, oh, thank goodness. And their eye color changes as their body changes.
And the skin changes a lot.
Well,
it cleans up a lot.
So besides cleaning out the bowel, do you have any other cleansing regimens then?
Well, you talked about the 14-day body cleanse, right? So of the 6 eliminatory organs, this hits 5 of them. So it hits the large intestine, small intestine, the liver, the blood, the lymphatics, the urinary tract, the kidney, in a full 15-day cleanse. So it's eliminating all the toxicity and parasites, because it's got the bowel cleanser also has antiparasitics in it. So you take it for 15 days. It's going to get rid of a lot of the old food matter, excess water weight, stagnation if there's constipation, and diarrhea is constipation. But can I just do a brief on that?
Sure.
Okay,
yeah.
so,
Since I've been sent pictures of worms that have come out of parts of their body they didn't expect worms to come out of.
oh yeah, somebody just called me up yesterday, said, this bug came out, it was this big, and it had little antennas on it, and I was like, oh, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, did it look like a scorpion? He's like, yeah, it looked just like, I'm like, yeah, those are normal, as it come out of you. Yeah, I hear it all the time, and it's funny, I mean, I'll see somebody that has beautiful skin, doesn't look like they have any health issues, and they'll send me a picture of their stool 4 or 5 days in the total body cleanse, and it's just full of black tar, which is dead parasites. So it doesn't necessarily relate to you not looking healthy to have parasites. And 3 out of 4 people have parasites, and you get them from water, you get them from food, you get them from animals, and they live everywhere in the body, and they proliferate diseases, and that's how a lot of diseases. But basically, the way I talk about this, and I lecture all over the world, is if you have, just consider your tailpipe in your car as your large intestine. If you were to stuff something in that tailpipe, your engine's going to blow up. Well, the same thing will happen with constipation if you're not going regularly. And regular bowel movements is 2 a day, is healthy bowel movements, and a lot of people 3. But when I lecture, how many people out there go to the bathroom every day? And probably 20% of the audience will raise their hand. The rest of them, I'm like, okay, how about every other day? And then you get another 20%. How about every 3 days? And you get another 20%. You know, it goes up to 6 days. I'm like, okay, that's not healthy, right? So that's like clogging the tailpipe, because your engine's gonna blow up. So then, if you were consider, you go and get your oil change. Well, when you get your oil change, that's your blood cleaning your blood. You clean your oil. Well, you wouldn't clean your oil in your car without cleaning your oil filter, and I kind of relate that to the liver. So as you're cleaning the bowel out, then you clean your liver. Then as your blood's passing through, now you're going to clean the blood. So you clean the liver and the blood. That's going to hit the lymphatics. You're getting the lymphatics drained. I also incorporate a vibration plate. So you stand on a vibration plate. It really helps to cleanse the lymphatic system. We have a special vibration plate that we sell with the Total Body Cleanse. And then, of course, the urinary tract. So that's what cranberry is for. You mentioned cranberry earlier. So we have a 50-to-1 cranberry. It's really effective for urinary tract infections and cleans out the kidney, cleans out the bowel. Then we have specific kidney cleansers. We have specific lung cleansers that aren't part of the total body cleanse. That's just to hit those major organs for elimination and those eliminatory organs. And, of course, parasites. So, and then, of course, you got heavy metals, which are a big deal, and microplasts, which we have a cleanser for that too. So when you're taking the 15-day cleanse, you can also get the heavy metals out of your system and the microplasts out, and they come out. I mean, you see them. You see the parasites, you see the fungus. You know, it's not a pretty picture, but that's a way back to natural health. And 80% of the population is constipated.
Well, one of the first things you and I talked about was you had a a formula for babies. And I said, well, gosh, a certain company, Bristol-Myers Squibb, who shall remain nameless, is going to make absolutely certain that that never comes out as a formula for babies, because you're going to have to look at 30,000 babies for 10 years and make sure their heads grow and so forth. But what's in that baby formula? And we talked about it, really, it's a superfood. And that superfood can, since I put it in my coffee, I feel super in the morning there. So what's in your superfood for babies and infants, toddlers, adolescents, adults, pre-workout, post-workout? How do all those things?
It's a really good question. Of course, you being a pediatric surgeon and pediatric doctor, you would be very interested in this. So the reason why I started my dietary supplement company was for my family, because every time I would take a supplement, didn't work or didn't feel right, or I didn't think I was getting what I was supposed to be getting. So I took it upon myself to do this, which was a major commitment. And so I started my first nutraceutical company in 1993, and in the process, I made a ton of products for major retailers, for huge athletes, world competitive athletes, doctors, dentists, immunologists, you name it. So this experience over 35 years brings us to today, right? Which is not an easy thing to do, and not a lot of people have done that. So in the superfood, the base of it is colostrum, which is from Argentina, on the first milk of the mother for the babies. So we get colostrum. It's got goat milk powder in it. So goat milk powder doesn't have an enzyme that cow's milk has, and the cow's milk is what creates all the phlegm and like for ear infections, for sinus infections, for eczema for babies. If you get rid of that one enzyme that's in cow's milk, you don't have any of those symptoms. So when my kids all of my kids grew up on this formula, and so what I did is I incorporated it, and then it's got all the RDIs in it that you would find in any infant, toddler formula. So this formula is for 12 and up. We don't go, 1 month or newborns because of that law. So once you get to 12 months and up, you're not in that infant, newborn, category. So, but it has all the RDIs you would find in a normal food, and then it also has a base of coconut oil. So you're getting the good fats from the coconut, you're getting omega-9s, omega-3s, omega-6s from coconut, you're getting the protein from the goat's milk powder, and then the colostrum, you're also getting fats and proteins. And then in addition to that, you get all the vitamins.
Any microbiome products then?
Oh yeah, there's probiotics in there. Yeah, it's got some Akkermansia, which is a gut biome, the best gut biome probiotic on the market. And it isn't environmentally sensitive, meaning that you don't have to refrigerate it. It's going to lose its potency. It doesn't lose its potency. So it's got Akkermansia. It's got lactospore, which is a spore that's also not environmentally sensitive. So we've also got probiotics in there. And then you talked about pre-workouts, post-workouts. So yeah, and the formulas and all formulation, if you don't know why you're doing it, I always tell people just throw it in the trash. Don't spend your money. I don't want your money. If you don't know why you're doing it, and you don't know when to take it, and you don't know how much to take, because it's very important that you understand it's all about self-regulation, right? And if you can self-regulate, understand, listen to your body, you can get there much faster than just relying on a generalization of supplementation, which is just not the right approach. I believe understand what you're doing and then self-regulate. I had somebody tell me the other day, I was in there and they were taking a bowel cleanser, right? And they said, some nights I can take 3 and other nights I have to take 6. And I'm like, and you know how many to take? Yeah, I can tell. I'm like, there you go. So, and then she goes, and every morning I wake up and I have a bowel movement, but I have to kind of regulate. I go, perfect, now you're there, right? You understand. Listen to your body, because you really, it's going to answer a lot of questions for you.
So what's in your pre-workout? What issues are you trying to address?
In a pre-workout, what most people want is they want stamina, they want strength, they want endurance, they want to increase their strength, they want longevity, they want to build muscle, they want to get leaner. And so it's got creatines in it, both creatines. It's got collagen, which is very good for building muscle. It's got CJC 1295, which is a very powerful peptide, anti-aging, muscle building, muscle growth peptide. It's just a stacked formula that you take before your workout, 30 minutes before your workout. And then we also do T. It's important to do the program if you really want success. So T-Guard it's a full stack of aminos. So I don't sell whey protein, WPI, WPC, because you have to break down all the proteins that are in those powders. So I just give the straight protein, the straight aminos in pills, and you take that with your pre-workout. So you're going to get your proteins from your pills, you're going to get your strength, your endurance, your stamina from the powder. And then the post is very important if you want to. So what's interesting about this, and I learned this from a football player, a big football player, and he explained to me that if you don't take a heavy carb at the end of your workout, as you're metabolizing, you're sweating, you're still metabolizing like you're working out. What happens is your metabolism will burn everything that you were gaining when you worked out. So you want to flood your body with carbs, so that's what the post-workout is about. So I have a boxer who will do the pre-workouts, and then his weight goes so high, he stops the post because he doesn't want to gain any more weight because he has to stay in his weight class. So he'll take the post until he gets to his weight class, then he has to stop post because he just keeps building muscle. He keeps building. And so then what he does, he eliminates the post-workout, and then he just leans down and he's ready for his fight.
Yeah, I understand. Whoever plays Wolverine takes diuretics so that he can be dehydrated and really show off those muscles.
Exactly.
And then it's totally exhausted. So,
but still maintain the stamina, right, and the endurance. Because if you're not doing that, then what's the point? You still want to.
Now, I've seen the wall, and basically it goes from A to Z.
It does.
Yeah. So what's in A?
A is alkalinity. It's grains, alkalinity. It's a full set of grains, and they're organic greens powders from kale to beets to strawberry leaf to dandelion leaf. It's just full of greens. Wheatgrass juice, kamut juice powders, quinoa juice powders, all organic. And these are very, very high in enzymes. And it's also got some biocarbonates in it to increase the alkalinity of it. So when you're taking it, it's like taking a wheatgrass shot.
And B is for?
B is for bowel.
And C is for?
C is for candida, for yeast and fungus. So you would want to take your candida with your 15-day cleanse, or at least with the bowel cleanser. So as you're killing the fungus, you're eliminating it and putting it in the toilet. If you don't do that and increase your bowel movements, you're going to auto-detoxify, which means that dead fungus is now roaming around your body. You'll get lethargic, you don't want to get out of bed, you get a headache. Well, that's because you're not eliminating to the degree that you're killing the fungus. So you got to eliminate, just like when you're cleaning your liver, don't clean your liver without pushing it into the toilet, because you will auto-detoxify. So a lot of people go, I want a liver cleanser. I say, well, I don't sell liver cleansers unless you take the bowel cleanser. I'm not going to do it. I don't want your money. You're not doing it right. Same thing with candida. If you want to kill the fungus, make sure you're pushing it into the toilet. But C is for candida, D is for diabetes, E is for erection, F is for flora, H is for blood, hema, I is for eyes, J is for joints, K is for King's multivitamin, L is for liver, M is for minerals, and then there's MB, which is methylene blue, then there's MH, which is for migraine or menopausal headaches. So you'll actually find in those subsets, so BC is turmeric with black pepper, and that lowers liver protein content, gets rid of polyps in the colon. That is one of our biggest selling formulas, because a lot of people have this issue, and turmeric is fabulous for that. Let's see, where did I leave off? N is for enzymes with nattokinase and lattokinase, which are those ingredients they found in studies in Japan that get rid of the coagulation in cardio that's causing a lot of deaths in post. So it breaks down that coagulation in the body, and they say that's for our M&A, and that's, somebody else can argue that. I'm not going to argue that, but that's N. O is organic oils. It's got olive oil, black currant seed oil, and coconut. And that is very, very important. So as you're, so that's for cholesterol. So CL is cholesterol. You add that with O. What CL is red rice yeast, which is Lipitor, without the 13 things wrapped around red rice yeast that causes the bad effects. If you're just doing red rice yeast on its own, it doesn't cause any bad effects. Now, blood thinning is an issue, so, with a statin, but other than that. So if you take your good fats, you increase your good triglycerides, you take red rice yeast to lower your cholesterol, boom, within 30 days, your cholesterol is normal. But it's all about adding in the good fats. So you can't just, you got to add in the good fats and your cholesterol will be normal. So O is for that. It also is very important to have omega-9 because what omega-9 does is it coats your cells and your blood cells. So as you're metabolizing, the 9 coating it grabs onto the stored fat, grabs onto the stored carbs so that you're burning those, whereas they're not staying stored in your body. Without that omega-9, you can do whatever you want. You're not going to get rid of the bad fat. So that's O. P is for prostate. R is for arthritis. Q is Queen's Women's. S is for sleep. T is for total amino and total body cleanse. We also have thyroid, TH. TZ is tirzepatide with epimorelin in oral form. Then we have U, which is urinary tract. V is for viral immune boosting. VC is vitamin C antioxidant formula. X is for anxiety and depression. Y is for youthfulness. It's like a hair, skin, and nails, but like women tell me all the time, I got to stop taking it. My nails are growing too much. My hair is growing too much. Okay. And then Z is a really important one. That's a zombie cell eliminator. So a lot of people ask me, what's zombie cells? Okay, so we have different cells. We have healthy cells. We have free radical cells, which are damaged cells that damage our good cells. And those you get rid of with antioxidants. And then you have sentient cells. Those are healthy cells that don't do anything. They just consume your hydration. They consume your nutrition, your oxygen, but they don't do anything with it. They're parasites. They're scavengers. And if you eliminate those, now your good cells can flourish and can consume and leads to really good health. Also, we found that when you get rid of these sensate cells, NADH in the blood increases, and with this formula, NADH in the blood increased 17% in a human study. We also found that it lengthened the telomeres. So, telomere. Do you want to talk about telomeres? tell us about telomeres.
No, I have a friend who inherited quite a bit of money and invested in Las Vegas. And basically, as the cells divide, the telomeres at the end of the DNA shrink. And they ripped it off for millions of dollars. So, yeah, very sad.
Okay, so the telomere, short thing of telomeres is oxidative stress, and that's how we age. As our telomeres get shorter, and we found that with Z-Guard, the telomeres start getting longer. So we're actually, decreasing the biological age or increasing lifespan by doing that. And I'm sorry that happened to you, but it won't happen here.
No. All right, we have about 4 minutes left to go. So let's go on to the other part of your career, which is the one that dragged me from Ojai into Ventura.
Yeah.
So tell me about your background as a drummer, which came as a little unexpected.
I didn't know we were going to take this turn, but okay.
Well,
so I'm a musician. I got a ride to a scholarship in college for drums. My father was a drummer, had his own big band for years. I started playing drums when I was 7 years old. So I've been playing drums a long time. And it's my release. I have a recording studio. I play guitar, I play bass, I play piano. I think you heard me play piano too. Yeah.
Well, I want to say we had a movie, The Middle, which showed at our CME Film Festival, and we were looking for something to go along with the credits, and so I took all the middle's about end of life and people wakes up and what am I doing here? Oh, yeah, you're dying tomorrow, but let's talk about what's happened in your life. And so I took the words from the movie and you turned them into a song, which we put at the end of the.
I did.
So it's a lot of fun.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, as a matter of fact, that took me about 7 hours to do. Full track, mixed, guitars, drums, vocals. I sang the vocal. I turned it kind of into a rock. Did you like the rock?
Yeah, well, we started out as a little slide guitar or something.
Right.
But I'm looking for things for my editors to edit in, so we'll get a little. I have a picture of you drumming after a very long day, and you have never looked happier than being behind a set of drums.
Well, thanks for that. So
Yeah.
What about you, Doc? We've been talking about me. I'm stuck.
Yeah,
We've got
no,
1
no.
minute left here.
Yeah, we have a couple of minutes left to go.
Oh.
But yeah, this, it's a part of my life where helping young people like yourself succeed. At City of Ventura, I really have spent a lot of 35 years here to help this place to succeed. We've managed to build a hospital for children and a pediatric ICU and a Ronald McDonald Family Living Center and 16,000 square foot multidisciplinary pediatric clinic, and we start with 2 exam rooms in the basement of the hospital. So,
Wow.
But part of my success is your success.
Well, I'm really proud to be here, and thank you for having me. And we're professionals together, but we're also friends, and I really appreciate you.
Well, and I appreciate you as well.
Yeah.
So I know today is your fiance's birthday, so we have to move you along, or you're going to be in more trouble than usual. So,
yeah, she's going to take me, hang me when it's time.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
really
yeah.
careful. So I got to make sure I get there.
So Ventura, really take a look around this city. There are all kinds of hidden gems here. We've talked today about just something called nutriments is the commercial side of it, but really there's a lot of science that goes behind it. The success of Ventura is the success of our businesses here. And I brought Dino here to Ventura Adult Continuing Education because of the facilities that are available here in terms of what we're doing now with filming and editing, the ability to make brochures, websites. I brought him over to the IT department because there's a heck of a lot of computer wires that go into a factory that takes up 2 747s. So Ventura, it's time for you to look around, help businesses succeed. We're looking downtown at trying to keep those streets open and have a nice place to go to have a meal or to walk along the ocean. So I really want to dedicate this to Ventura and having this unexpected discovery of the PlanetOne with Dino Guglielmelli. So Ventura, it's time for you to get moving.